on film.
Thank you. Are you suggesting that someone's trying to make a real-life sequel? This is a classic, okay?
Don't forget to join the Discord. The link is in the description below. Have y'all ever seen something so original for the first time? I'm talking about something so original for the first time to the point that it don't even have copies of itself at all. And in my personal opinion, when I find stuff like this, I genuinely have to go out of my way and gatekeep.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, gatekeepers are on the rise.
Because not gonna lie, why would I want everyone else to see it? I'm really like that one character from Lord of the Rings, because I'll actually go out of my way and make sure you don't find that item. But see, the thing is, originality is precious and originality is powerful. And in my personal opinion, I feel like the art and the act of originality is being lost in this generation. So today we're gonna be talking about where originality went.
End the show now.
To be original is the process of being present and existing first, which basically means that there's no copy of you ever before you. And see, that's the thing, this concept doesn't just go for people, it also goes for clothing, to music, to even dancing. Originality can exist in many different ways, and not gonna lie, it seems like in this day and age, there's not too many things that are really that original anymore. You know, it's kind of crazy because at the end of the day, you'd think that if everything becomes a copy of a copy, it somewhat becomes different from what it actually was. But real talk, and nowadays, in this time period, if something becomes a copy of a copy, it literally becomes worse and the same as the original thing that came out. Like in this point in time, I'm genuinely sick of the concept of trends. Trends have negatively affected the internet for a very long time, and I can't even lie, there's not too many good trends out there. But in this day and age, all the trends aren't even that new. Like, we don't even do anything new anymore. They're all the same thing that we did the last month ago. Like, real talk, let's genuinely think about the actual trends that we've had for the last year or so. Like, dog, we've had the same hip shaking dance that people still don't know how to do. We've had slightly different graphics on the same hoodies every single month. We still getting the same type of music. And what makes it even worse is the fact that it's been 4 years and folks still don't know how to hip shake. Like, we've been doing this for 4 years, and I can't even lie, folks were doing this in 2015. How we go from doing this in 2015 and y'all still struggling now to do this? It's not that hard. Let me chill out. But in all seriousness, in this day and age, it actually is trendy to be trendy. And there really isn't anything wrong with that, because at the end of the day, the popular thing is always gonna be the popular thing. And this is something that's been going on for generations, especially in this time period. But I can't even lie, the problem that we got right now is the fact that when something becomes poppin', every single person wants to get on it so quick. It's like we got folks out here waiting for the trendiest things to start happening so that they can ride that wave until it crashes. And the craziest part about it is that we see this in almost every creative space that we have. We see this in music to clothes. We even got people who claim to be content creators doing it as well too. It's like in almost every creative space that we have right now, there's only a handful of people who genuinely want to be original. And the thing is, when it comes to people who genuinely want to be original, the process of them getting to the positions that they are takes a very, 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 very long time. One thing I've noticed, especially on my YouTube journey, is the fact that a lot of people are too entwined with copycat culture. It's like when you see someone else doing one thing right, you go and copy the same concept that they're using. And not gonna lie, my content isn't the most original content either. I'm really just talking on a microphone and speaking about my own personal opinions. But when I do this type of stuff, I make it my own thing. A lot of these folks out here are really copying another person's whole entire likeness to even the way they react to certain things. We got folks out here really cloning their favorite YouTubers, TikTokers, and streamers, and not gonna lie, it's possibly one of the most strangest identity crises I've seen in my life. Like, one thing that really messed me up was when I saw that Plaqueboymax clone. That was probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life.
You see my finger right, nigga?
Cause real talk, how are you gonna go out of your way and copy a whole person's likeness like that? And I completely understand it, cause the bread is literally right there. We've seen many people copy off another person and create something of themselves right after. Like, do y'all remember that one time everyone was copying Speed? And we deadass had Speed clones from literally all parts of the earth. And it's crazy to see it, cause a couple of them actually ended up flipping the script and becoming better than the actual act that they were playing. But that's not something that you can completely rub off your identity, and that's not something that you could also run away from, cause that was at the end of the day you're passed. But like I've said in many other videos, the internet has a very short attention span. These folks will literally forget everything and anything that you did probably a week after you did it. But one thing that copycat culture does highlight is the fact that not too many people are willing to be patient, especially with their craft. One thing I've learned, especially while making content, is the fact that content creation is very lucrative. Folks out here are making tens of millions of dollars just doing whatever they want, however they want, and just talking to a screen and a camera every day. And when I saw how easy it was to get into content, start editing, and talk on a microphone, I genuinely thought I'd be making bands in the first year. And when that didn't happen, I've learned so many things to the point that it just doesn't affect me anymore. And I say this because one of the most important parts about being original is the fact that you have to be patient. Rome was never built in a day, and a lot of the stuff that correlate with being original takes a lot of time and development. We see the trendiest musicians to the trendiest brands, and on top of that, even the trendiest creators, who all make great things in their respective fields. But at the end of the day, just as fast as these trends start, these trends also fall as well too. The internet collective attention span is probably one of the lowest things you could ever see, and people's attention is not held for a very long time until you actually do something that's out of the ordinary each and every time you see them. Surprisingly, some of the most poppin' people that we have on the internet right now are either doing some of the most wildest stuff we've ever seen, or they're doing something completely out of the blue to their character. And real talk, there really isn't anything wrong with this, and everyone's really trying to go out of their way and do anything that they can to get by. Like, let's be honest here, why reinvent the wheel if it's not even broken yet? You might as well do the 3% rule. To be honest, you really don't have to change too much about what's already, working, right? Right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, a lot of the stuff I was talking about before wasn't really my opinion, but it really is just some of the stuff that I be seeing in the creative space. In this day and age, originality is not dead, but it is an extremely very hard thing to achieve. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't really supposed to go in this type of direction, especially with how I was recording this video. But I feel like something really just took over me, because not gonna lie, a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, especially in the creative space, is just whack. Everything that I've really seen in this point in time is really just one pump and dump idea and then dropped right after when it stops getting as many views or even as many sales as possible. Everyone wants to do something in their own unique way, and people want to try and do stuff in a certain type of style that they think is to them. But the craziest part about it is the fact that everything and every single one literally just becomes the same exact thing right after. It's like folks want to be so different to the point that they just become the same thing. Everyone wants to do the same exact thing as their peers but expect a different result. And that's the killer right there when it comes to originality, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a design student in college, and one of the most important things that they teach us about design, especially when it comes to innovating new products, is the fact that we literally have to go back to the original product of what we're looking at and study what it's made of, how it works, to even the most basic aspects about it before we even start thinking about making anything new. And the craziest part about it is, even though that's an original product, whatever we make after that literally becomes something new. And that right there is how originality and original things are made. And even though this is the process of what it is, it also is the longest process that you could ever take. This process is so long to the point that most people don't even bother doing it, and at the end of the day, they either fail the class or they get low marks. And see, this is why I made the video, because not gonna lie, when I start seeing brands make the same type of clothing as another brand with just a slightly different logo, I just get mad. And this is my same type of feeling for the type of music that we be listening to and even the dances that we be doing. Like, dog, there's literally nothing new, and on top of that, everything is basically the same. I don't even know what's going on anymore. We'll get like 5 to 6 new things that come out of the year, and I can't even lie, right after that, they just get rinsed and they just become boring and weird. Originality is literally dying, and I hope someone can save it, because not gonna lie, I don't have enough time, nor do I have enough patience to be more original than what I'm already doing. But this is the end of the video. God bless y'all and have a nice day.